Noble Springs Dairy sits on over 200 acres and has over 170 of these little guys. And it's right here in Franklin, Tennessee. An AA meeting, a place where someone should be able to feel vulnerable, but instead, one was vulnerable to theft. The solar eclipse is a once-in-a-lifetime event, but doctors say that if you don't wear the proper eyewear, you may damage your eyesight for life. These leaves might not be as bright in color as you're used to seeing every year because of the cool weather delay this fall. These college students will be mentoring these middle schoolers to encourage them academically so that they can go from here to places like here. An investigation is underway regarding what happened here in this parking lot of this Chuck E. Cheese. That's when Marietta turned to an unlikely place for help.
We've always been close our whole life, and this I definitely think has brought us a lot closer than what we were.
A life-saving operation and a sister's bond. Jasmine Sereno, born with only one kidney, and at 19 years old, that one kidney was failing.
I was shocked, definitely. I was under the impression, like, do what they say, take the medicines, eat the right things, and I would go back to normal.
Jasmine had renal agenesis, a condition where one or both kidneys don't develop or develop properly.
Typically, people find out about this either in their teenage years or into their early 20s when they start feeling sick and they end up in a hospital.
Her symptoms worsened rapidly, and after undergoing dialysis, her family members decided to start testing to see who would be a match to donate their kidney. Her sister Nirali, a perfect match.
It happened so quickly that I had to ask myself those reassuring questions that, okay, are you sure this is something you want to do? Is this something that you know you can give and have it be a gift with no strings attached?
The sisters mark Cleveland Clinic, Florida's 500th transplant procedure. There are 120,000 people waiting on the transplant list, and the longer the wait, the bigger the risk.
We are always worried about patients who are waiting for organs because every single year patients die on a waiting transplant list.
But for the Sereno sisters, this surgery has brought them closer.
Now we're here after surgery and everything's going exactly as planned.
Yeah. And now I have a piece of her in me.
A total solar eclipse will be passing from one side of the United States to the other, making it the Great American Eclipse. Many are excited to see this phenomenon, but also cautious.
I kind of am, but I'm also kind of scared that if it's not in the right position, that it could damage my eyes.
That's because of the harmful rays that eclipse watchers can be exposed to. Ophthalmologist Roberta Warman is warning his patients and others that if you don't wear the proper eye protection, that it could cause permanent damage to your eyes.
Rays that come from the sun can very easily burn your retina in the back of the eye, and it can give a permanent scar.
To protect yourself from those damaging rays, it's important to have the correct eyewear.
We have a pair of the certified eyewear, so at least I can send the girls to school, so if they're out there and have the opportunity to view the eclipse, they're well protected.
The protective eyewear should have the ISO seal of approval, and they can't have any scratches or damages on the lenses. The glasses practically have to be untouched to protect the eyes from the damaging rays.
Because if they have scratches, if they are bent, if you put them in your pocket and take them out, then the light may go right through and you will not know. So they have to be basically new lenses in good condition.
This information giving eclipse watchers a new perspective on how to view. For the full list of where you can buy the NASA certified eye protective wear for the eclipse, you can go to nasa.gov. In Miramar, Kristen Gallant, NBC 6 News. These three call each other
family.
But only a few years ago, they were complete strangers.
I found myself kind of grounded a lot and not being able to take care of myself. So it required a lot of help from other folks.
John was on dialysis, but his body was shutting down and his kidneys were failing.
Dialysis only works for a few years and then they die. So if they don't get a kidney donor, they just don't live.
That's when Marietta turned to an unlikely place for help.
Facebook message came up of a wife looking for someone to help her husband. So I messaged her and said, yes, I'll test.
They were a match.
Somebody asked. That's really all it took.
3 years later, they're raising awareness for kidney disease at the Love Your Kidneys Walk.
Making history today with the Tennessee Kidney Foundation
we're trying to get out and do that same thing for other people.
From complete strangers to
Turns out I ended up with some really fabulous friends out of it.
raising awareness through their story, one step at a time.
We are all put here for a purpose, and if you're healthy enough to do it, you are saving someone's life.
In Murfreesboro, Kristen Gallant, MT10 News.